Hey everybody, this is JB of JB's Fitness Quest, and tonight we're going to talk a little bit about diet and nutrition. The number one point I want to make to you guys is about the truths and myths of eating frequently. When I say frequently, I mean 4 to 6 times a day, alright? That's frequent eating. When I say seldom, I'm talking about once or twice a day, because there are some folks out there that only eat once or twice a day, and there are pitfalls and benefits to these methods, and we want to talk about them and explore it a little bit. Now, when you go online and you do an internet search about boosting metabolism, everywhere it's going to say eat 5 to 6 meals a day. I'm going to tell you this one time, alright? Eating 5 to 6 times a day does not do squat for boosting your metabolism. There's not one shred of scientific evidence that says eating multiple times a day boosts your metabolism. That's not to say that there aren't benefits to it. In fact, there are significant benefits to eating multiple times a day. The number one thing is that because you're eating more times throughout the day, you're less likely to get to that point of starvation. If you're not at the point of starvation, you're less likely to overeat, so therefore you're taking in less caloric intake. That's number one. Number two is you have an increased thermogenesis effect. What that means is you're burning more of the calories during digestion alone. So that's two significant benefits. You're like, well, is there anything else? Definitely. You have a lower fasting cholesterol and you have a tighter range on your insulin levels. So for all my folks out there that battle high cholesterol or diabetes, that is terrific news for you. But now you're saying, well, you know what? What's the downside to eating 5 or 6 times a day? Well, the downside is the more times you eat, the more times you have the opportunity to overeat. So, especially for folks that are just getting started to eating more frequently, you really got to pay attention to portion control. Portion control is key. So, make sure that you're not overeating. You got to sit there and tone it down. If you've only been eating once or twice a day, you're used to eating bigger meals, and that's not going to be the case if you're eating 5 to 6 times a day or 4 to 6 times a day. It's just you need to really watch your portion control. Now, what are the downsides to only eating once or twice a day? The number one downfall is you're going to overeat. Bottom line, you're going to overeat because you're going to get to the point where your body is starving. And when you get to that food, you're just going to be chunking food down your throat just as fast as you can go. And that's bad news for you because it's going to be a bunch of calories that you're not going to be able to burn off. You're not going to have as great a thermogenesis effect by eating only once or twice a day. It's just bad news all around. But even more than that, if you're only eating once or twice a day, you actually decrease your metabolism. So even though eating frequently doesn't increase your metabolism, eating too seldom decreases your metabolism. And it's not exactly easy to boost your metabolism up. So I highly recommend eating multiple times a day just so that you maintain your metabolism and you're less likely to overeat and you get those other benefits that we were talking about. So now that we've talked a little bit about eating multiple times, you might question, well, if I'm eating so often, what should I be eating? Well, scientific research has told us that eating a low carbohydrate diet is better than eating a low fat diet. In fact, the cholesterol level was better, the insulin level was better, and there was an increased weight loss. Now, although the research studies didn't discuss it, I have a sneaking suspicion that the reason that all that was is because the majority of Americans get their carbohydrates from processed sources. So anytime you're looking at those packages when it says enriched wheat, or if it's white bread or white rice, these are all enriched products, meaning that the companies have come and they have stripped away some of the characteristics from that wheat or rice or whatever, and it's easier to digest now. So you have a less thermogenic effect of the food because it's easier for you to digest, so you're not having to work as hard. Also, they have enriched it and put in all these refined sugars. They've put in fructose corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, sucrose, dextrose. They put in all this simple empty calorie crap that's poisoning your body. But you're saying, but you know, low carbs, I gotta have my carbs. Well, you know what, I'm the same way. I have to have my carbs. I'm just choosing to get my carbs from better sources. I'm choosing oranges. I'm choosing apples. People tend to forget that your fruits and vegetables are key carbohydrates that provide essential vitamins, nutrients, and minerals, and especially dietary fiber. Dietary fiber is great because it fills you up, and it also helps with your regularity, which is definitely important because the majority of Americans out there have a significant deficit in their dietary fiber intake, and then you get stuck taking Metamucil and all this other crap that you really don't want to take. So you're like, well, Jeremy, you know what? That's all great, but I'm busy at work. I don't have time to sit there and eat that often. I don't live in a gym where I can go spend a little bit of time to prepare something. Well, you know what? I'm in medical sales. I'm always on the go. I'm always running in and out of doctor's offices. I'm always in and out of the hospital. I don't necessarily have an office in which I can go to and use a fridge, but there are things at my disposal. I tell you what, go to the grocery store, get snack bags. You can fill these up with healthy choices that you like, and keep it in your purse or keep it at your desk drawer, whatever. These are portion control right there because they're smaller than a sandwich bag. You're going to be less likely to overeat if you're eating out of snack bags. Also, I use a nutrition drink. Some people call it meal replacement drinks. The one I use, guess what I have it in? I have it in a snack bag. You know why? Because it's easily portable. I throw it in my backpack and I go. It's great. And I'll keep a shaker with me and add some milk or water or whatever, and I got an instant meal that is healthy for me. Not only that, the one I use has only got 145 calories, and it's chock full of just about every kind of vegetable, vitamin, mineral, nutrient that you can possibly think of. And it's all low calorie. The one I use, just in case you want to know, is called Shakeology. I love it. A friend of mine gave it to me. I tried it out, and I've been using it ever since. And I also want to talk to you about the types of complex carbs you're getting. And when you go to complex carbs, you don't want to sit there and go for the white breads and the refined. My favorite bread, and these are some hamburger buns I got, are from Nature's Own. You'll notice this whole grain, sugar-free. So this is about as healthy as you can possibly get on the breads. It's terrific. It's got a great flavor. It's very soft and fluffy. It's just one that I happen to love. I don't have any stock or anything in Nature's Own, but maybe I should with as much of it as I tend to buy. So if you have any questions or concerns or just anything at all, go ahead and leave a post. As I've said in other videos, this is my journey to getting back in shape. If you have any questions about my history or my knowledge, you can go check out my bio. A lot of my references can be found on my blog. It is jbsfitnessquest.blogspot.com. You can also look me up on Facebook. Just search for Jeremy Bell. And you just have a wonderful day. And if there's anything I can help you with, let me know.